channel, and in this video we are going to make a AI commerce app. Basically we will have all the features that a normal e-commerce application does, but we are also going to have a lot of AI features in this to make it more user friendly. Okay, so I'll just go through and show you how this whole application works along with what AI features I have added, and then we can start building this. Okay, so first this is our simple home page, and we have product listed over here. Okay, and you can click on this, and the details of the product will be shown over here. Okay, now after that, uh, we can also add it to cart, then go to the cart, and then proceed to checkout. Okay, and for the payment we have implemented Stripe over here. Now after this, let's go back again to our home page, and here you'll see first our search bar. So this is semantic based search bar. So whatever you write here, it will first gets embedded, and you'll get uh, a listing based on this particular keyword. So I have written shoes, so I am getting two shoes over here based on the embeddings. Okay, and we only have two shoes. Okay, so and then we also have AI search, where you can search with the text, with category, image. You can put the image URL, or you can upload your file using this. Okay, and then it will search the inventory based on this image. Okay, so this is one of the AI feature that we have implemented here. Apart from that, we have trending product here. So each 12 hour we will have a cron job, and basically based on the number of sales and reviews, we are going to generate trending products. Okay, and after that, uh, then in this page you can add the reviews over here, and then we have our chatbot. So basically this is a store assistant, and you can ask anything you want. So I can write, I need a shoe. Okay, so this will just go through our inventory, and it will fetch the shoe here. So it has listed two shoes, and it will also give you a link to that particular listing. Okay, and I can also write, navigate me to the first listing. Okay, so if I write this, automatically get redirected to the. Okay, you can see that I did not click any link, but I got redirected to the first listing, which is this one. So you can do that as well. So this is very helpful and powerful store assistant that we are going to make here. Now after this, we can go to our sellers dashboard. Okay, so this is the sellers dashboard. So I have already created a seller account here, so it did not prompted me to actually add details. But when a user try to make a seller account, we will ask the user to fill up a form, or we can just give a simple text area. He will write whatever he want about his store, and then we are going to use our AI to actually process all the context that user has given, and based on that we are going to populate our forms. Okay, and then he or she can create the store. So after that, this dashboard will look something like this. Okay, so here we are going to show total revenue, orders, product, customers, and the recent orders. Right now this is empty, but as we build, we are going to place some orders, and this will show some numbers. Okay, now below this you can see the items that I have listed over here. Okay, and then here you'll see quick actions. So this is the dashboard, so this is the same dashboard. Okay, and this is the storefront, so this will direct you to the home page. And then we have add product. Okay, so here you'll add title, description, price, category, and your product images. And then here you can, and then here you and also you can make product with AI. So we'll give this pop-up to the user just have to upload the image and give some extra content about this product, and then they can generate. After that, this whole form will be auto populated, and then user can create the product. Okay, so we will going to make this as well. And after that, we also have this feature, update the store with AI. So here we can write anything like change my store name to Sattu store, and it will do that as well. sattu@gmail.com. No, nothing. Okay. So it will just ask me these all details, and then I can save my store. So it is saving, and you can see that our store has now named Sattu Store. Previously it was SA Mike. Okay. And now I can go here, and in my profile, in my seller profile, you can see that this is the email that I have just uh, added here. Okay. So yeah, this is the normal e-commerce website with lots of AI features to help the users and sellers. So yeah, we are going to make this whole project in this tutorial. Okay, so let's start it and start working on this. Okay, so now first we are going to set up our project. Okay, so mkdir, then client, then we are going to have the server. Okay, so these two folders we are going to have. We're also going to have a git ignore file, and then also we are going to have a readme file. Okay, and then we can start with our client. So in our client, basically we are going to use Next.js for our front end. So I can just go to the client and then write npx create next step at the latest. Okay, so this will create our client, and I'm just going with the default settings. Okay, and now after that, let's create one more terminal here and then go to the server. I can write npm init -y, and this will create a simple package.json file. Okay, and now let's change some things here. So let's add private true. Okay, and then we are not going to add any description. Type will be module, and then remove this main. Okay, now after that we are going to write the scripts. So first we are going to have build script. Okay, and this will just be tsc, and then we are going to have start, which is basically going to start the server in production mode. So dist slash server.js, and after that we are going to have script to start the server in dev environment. Okay, so for that we have tsx watch src slash server dot ts. Okay, and now we're going to add TypeScript here. So for that you can write npm install TypeScript ts node and types of node, and then save inside the dev dependencies. Okay, so it will create dev dependencies here. So we have types ts node and TypeScript. Okay, and now after that we need to create the uh, ts config file. Okay, so for that we can write this. So npx tsc init. So this will create our ts config file. Okay, so this is our ts config file. I'm just going to remove all this and paste this. Okay, so this is the ts config file we are going to use, and you can copy this from here or you can just copy from my GitHub. Okay, and after that we need to set up our server. So inside server we are going to add one more folder which will be src, and inside that we are going to have two files, app.ts, and then we are going to have also server.ts. Okay, and after that first we are going to make our app here using the express. So let's add that here. I'm going to install express, basically calls as well, and for now this should be enough. And now we can use express here. So import express from express, and then we can use the express here. So we can write const app is equals to express. Okay, and after that we can use our app to make our route. So I'm just going to paste this for now, and okay, and then after that we can import this app inside our server and use it. Right now this is giving me an error, and this is for the TypeScript. So let's go here and install that. Okay, I think problem. So install that, and now we should not get any kind of errors. Okay, so after that we are going to export our app, export default app, and then we can use it here. So here we can write import app from app.js, and then we can use here. So app.listen, define the port number 3001, and then callback function. So basically we can console log that the server is running. Server is running, okay. And now let's run this. For that we need to first install tsx here, and after that we can start the server. So write npm run dev, and this should start our server. So it is saying server is running. Let's write 3001, and if we go here and refresh the page, you can see on localhost 3001 we are getting this message. Okay, so our server is running and everything is set up now for the basic server. Okay, so now after this, let's set up our database here. For that we are going to use Prisma ORM and Neon database. Okay, here we can install Prisma. So install Prisma save dev, and after this installs, we are going to install the Prisma client. Okay, so now let's install the Prisma client here, and after doing this we are going to initialize the Prisma. So clear once more and write npx Prisma in it. So this will create a folder named Prisma inside our source directory, basically inside the server, and then Prisma we have schema.prisma. Okay, and then we can add our Postgres URL from NeonDB. After adding our connection string to environment variable, we are going to create our database here. So inside source, we can write db and then make a file name prisma.ts. Okay, and so here we can import our Prisma client, and also we can import Prisma Neon. Okay, so for that we have to actually install our adapter for NeonDB. So we can write npm i prisma slash adapter dash neon. Okay, so this will install our adapter, and then we can import here. So we can write prisma neon, okay, from adapter neon. And now we are going to get our connection string from our env file. So we can write const connection string is equals to process dot env dot database URL. Okay, and if we do not find the connection string, then we can basically write that database URL is required, and after that we are going to make our adapter. So const adapter is equals to new Prisma adapter. So new Prisma client, sorry, this will be new Prisma neon, and then inside this we are going to pass the connection string. Okay, and after that we are going to make this Prisma global. Okay, okay, one thing here is that this should be dot Prisma, and also earlier it was extension, so please make that Prisma slash client. Okay, now after that, after we are done with our Prisma file, we are going to make one more folder named config, and inside that we are going to make db.ts, and here basically we are going to export our Prisma. Okay, and now after that we are going to change in our schema here. So do the changes like this. Okay, right now the user table is like this. This is temporary one, and we are going to change that later. So after this, uh, we are going to uh, generate our Prisma client. So npx Prisma is generate. Okay. Okay. So after it is generated, let's check our uh, this if this is connecting to our database or not. So here I have imported the Prisma from our db.js, and then I have written a route here. Basically, we are going to check with this route if we are able to connect with our database or not. Okay, so this is just simple route. I'll just save this and start the server. So npm run dev. Okay, so database URL is required. So it is not able to pick up the database URL. Let's see what could be error. So database URL, let's see if this is the correct name here. .env .env slash config. Okay, so now it should run. Yeah, it is running. And now let's test our database here. So I'll just go here and write localhost 3001 and then health. Status okay, timestamp is this, and connected. So our database is connected now. So this will be all for the initial setup. Now in the next video, we are going to start working on the authentication. Okay. So yeah, this will be all for this.